Do these animals deserve the same protections given to other species? Or should they just be left to die?
You know me.
T-Rex is sort of the quintessential monster.
A dinosaur with an attitude.
It's slow. Top speed, not much more than 15 miles per hour, requiring a full 2 seconds to make a 45-degree turn.
If a T-Rex were to fall over while chasing a prey item, it might seriously wound itself. These tiny little arms that can't even reach its mouth.
T-Rex teeth are designed to crush, to penetrate thick layers of armor and muscle in a crushing, massive, hemorrhaging blow.
Now, as a Tyrannosaur specialist, I don't like to admit this, but in that situation, a Triceratops probably won, and it probably won on a regular basis.
Triceratops is the most dangerous dinosaur, probably the most dangerous animal ever to have evolved on land. A single blow from those horns could kill you. It's like a gigantic white rhinoceros on steroids. Its head always faces you.
It's like a miracle.
The brain size of sauropod would probably be about the size of a cheeseburger.
Big, dumb brute.
Animals like sauropod are really the poster child for the dumb dinosaur.
It may seem cruel to just dig a hole and leave your eggs and wander on, but it's a very effective means of reproduction if you can afford to make lots of babies. On its lifespan, a mated pair of sauroposeidans might produce thousands and thousands of eggs.
Basically, you're flooding all the carnivores with so much food that they can't eat it all, and so there's bound to be some survivors.
If you're gigantic, there are fewer and fewer predators that can attack you.
So where are the smaller animals? They weren't moving with the herd. They were probably hiding out in the forest, trying to eat as much as they could, and as fast as they could, so that they could join the herd. And if you're a sauropod, you've got nothing else. So getting big is the only game in town.
If you say Tyrannosaurus Rex, I think of gentleness. I think of superb motherhood and a struggle to raise one's chicks.
You've got to have somebody that's very, very attentive when these little things hatch.
Sure, maybe someday they'll become a fearsome animal, but at that time they're just a meatball on legs.
Picture a living plane, and that gives you a sense of what Quetzalcoatlus would look like in life.
I mean, this is an animal that probably accelerates over 2.5 Gs just on takeoff.
Just beyond our comprehension.
Flat ground, no hills, no cliffs, no special conditions, nothing to help it at all except its muscles. It could still take off from a standstill without any running required.
They have to do essentially a super push-up with their powerful forelimbs, get up high enough that they can get their wings to flap and get off the ground. I think that seeing a pterosaur like Quetzalcoatlus actually take off would have to be one of the most impressive sights in the animal kingdom.
Their wing wasn't just an aerodynamic organ. It was also a gigantic sensory organ, capturing things like airspeed, tension in particular parts of the wing. There's a huge amount of math going on in the brain as it's making these subconscious calculations. And what's key is that's happening all the time.
Probably stay aloft for a week. Probably could have gone for 25, 26,000 miles in a single trip.